Is this the worst of the new LEGO City Space sets? Let's find out. Hello everybody, the Brickologist here with another new 2024 LEGO City Space set review. Today we have set number 60432, Command Rover and Crane Loader. This set retails for about $85 here in the US, contains 758 pieces, and here is a front look at your box. I love that classic LEGO Space branding in the corner there. The back of the box shows us some of the play features of this set. Unlike some other sets from this sub-theme, this set only includes one instruction manual with 156 pages of building, and the back has all sorts of advertisements for other sets from this sub-theme, how to use the interlocking airlock system with other sets including from the Friends wave, and the other waves of LEGO City here in 2024 for January. A really solid collection all around. 758 pieces later, here is the completed set. There are two main builds and 7 figures, big and small. Let's look at those figures here first. The first two minifigures included with this set here are blue space crew members, one male, one female. The male is holding a nice little control panel right there. They have fantastic helmets and backpack pieces, and they have good printing from top to bottom and on the front and back. All that printing is the same across all the figures in these sets. And the one cool thing of note here is the female space crew member has a hearing aid. We saw a male one with a hearing aid with the mech set, now a female with a hearing aid. Really cool inclusivity from LEGO. A green space crew member is included with this set with some sort of device scanning the alien life forms. Very interesting and very cool. The armor here looks great, and I love the printed solar panel-esque piece from the back. That is a very cool inclusion. Finally, for the humans, you get one in the school bus yellow or Kitangu orange color. I love this design for the figures. I think the armor just looks exquisite, and this one is unique to this set because of a crazy backpack attachment. There is a sticker from the back there for some added detail, and they use the mixel ball joints to give it some robot arms. That is super cool and really sets this figure apart from the rest. For our first non-human character, we get the robot included with this set. There are lots of robots throughout this entire collection. This one here is bipedal and definitely the most humanoid looking, and I love it. It looks so fantastic using those Exoforce arms and even using the same arm piece to actually create the legs there. That is very cool, and from the back it also has the power cell charging this guy up. What a fun little design. Last but not least are the least threatening LEGO aliens ever created. They use the Angry Birds crown piece upside down in lime green for their legs. What a fun use of parts there. Great adorable face print, good printing from the back of the head as well. These aliens are creative and just really cute to look at. I like these figures quite a bit. The one official side build included with this set here is a piece of extraterrestrial terrain, and honestly I haven't been super impressed with these side builds of the surface of whatever planet they are on with these LEGO City Space sets. However, despite being relatively small, this actually packs a lot of punch and uses some great parts. There is a lot of foliage present here, including some lavender leaves and lavender carrots upside down. I also like this purple little part right there. These vines here with the minty colored flowers at the end look pretty cool. You also have the crystal here, which is always a great piece to get. And then you have a small ugly rock piece in the burnt orange color, but there's actually something hiding behind that. By pushing on this extremely obvious orange cone at the back, it activates a really simple LEGO play feature of knocking this rock off. However, behind there is a very large pink crystal. I'm guessing this is one of the most desired jewels on this entire planet. It's a cool and fun design and nice to kind of mix things up from the other sets. This is a really neat inclusion. Moving on to the Rover itself, like the smaller Rover from this theme, it uses the very large plastic wheels that we saw on like a Mars mission back in the day, and those work out very well. They do roll nicely on a softer surface. However, if you are on something hard like hardwood or concrete, they might not get enough friction to roll perfectly, which is definitely an L in my opinion. Another L, no suspension whatsoever for any of these wheels. That just seems like a huge miss for something that's supposed to be kind of an all-terrain vehicle, so that's not my favorite design on this set. I do like some of the aesthetic choices they made with the wheels, including this stickered part right here and the one single wedge of the dark orange. That looks cool. The front has this headlight section that is oddly asymmetrical, no reason for that whatsoever, and it's just bothering me. I wish that they had made that symmetrical. I'm not really sure why LEGO did that. Another thing I'm not crazy about up front is the use of this big Technic part for the shaping. Now look, it's a creative part use, which is fun. However, it's just not integrated well into the build. The gap here is horrendous. Look at that. I mean, they didn't even attempt to cover that up. That is an ugly design. LEGO, what were you thinking? It's also just kind of a stud heavy design towards the front here. I mean, just lots of studs on the side, studs up top. I feel like more of this could have been tiled off for a better look overall. However, the use of the Speed Champions cockpit piece here is really cool, and it's nice to see that part kind of bridging into other themes. There is a fantastic tile with a printed space logo on top, and this does hinge open to reveal a very spacious interior. There are 2 seats at the front and then space for probably up to 3 more minifigures behind that. Really good use of space. Bravo with that LEGO. As we move towards the center section of the Rover, you have a nice skylight here that can open up to reveal a small little laboratory on the inside with a crystal to examine and a nice printed control piece. Now this design might look familiar if you watched my review for the space station, and that's because it's another one of those modular pods. There's actually a hidden function to easily access this pod. Basically, by twisting on this astromech droid head piece, it slightly dislodges it, giving you easy access to pull it out of the center, and there you go, you got one of the pods. However, no additional airlock pieces are included on the outside to seal up this individual capsule, so that's kind of a disappointment. If you do own the modular space station set, you can add this pod anywhere onto this build, extend the train, etc., which is really fun. However, if you don't own this set, the function is pretty much entirely useless. It does not stand on its own. That's something I'll elaborate more on at the end of this video. One thing I do really like here is how the airlock goes all the way through. So there's an opening on the cockpit of the Rover, and you're actually able to put one of your minifigures through that, and they go all the way into the capsule itself. So that is a nice design. On either side of the build here, they use the mech armor piece with a printed space logo, which is a very part usage, and basically that folds down to reveal the individual power cells of this vehicle, which, like the other sets, can be removed and had that really nice printed part on there along with the glittery pieces. And these ones are larger than the other sets, which is kind of a cool little detail. I mean, the bigger the vehicle, the more power it needs, so that is really fun. Finally, we've reached the bed of this vehicle. There are a couple of storage compartments at the very back here that can open up. Never a bad thing to have more additional storage. And then you have the crane part of this build, which in my opinion is the most disappointing aspect of this entire set. Quickly before we look at that, there is a little wall at the back here to hold some tools, and there's plenty of room for figures to stand in the bed, which is nice. Now switching gears and looking at the crane itself, before I rant about it, I do want to mention there is a cool and very simple function for it to kind of move from side to side and slightly 360 degrees. That is fun. However, the rest of this crane is so lame. I mean, this is it. It's tiny, and it doesn't even completely reach the ground, which I found very odd, and really the only thing you can actually pick up with the crane are the power cells in this vehicle. So you can do that, I guess, and then use your imagination to actually put that on the vehicle. It has nothing to pick up that's really that cool. There's nothing inside here it interacts with. There's no functions to it besides a cool slight movement from side to side. I don't know, man, this crane to me is just really boring. So there you have it. There's the Command Rover and Crane Loader set for LEGO City Space 2024. If you've been following my reviews for these City Space sets, I have been head over heels in love with them, raving about pretty much every single one. Unfortunately, that streak ends today. I posed the question at the beginning of this video, is this the worst of these new LEGO City Space sets? And the answer is a resounding yes, not counting the Polybags and Fort Plus sets. This is definitely the worst build out of any of these sets. Look, I don't hate this thing. It definitely has a lot of good stuff going for it. But in the grand scheme of things, it just feels very underwhelming and has a lot more issues than the other sets in this wave. The build is also just kind of clunky, especially towards the front, which is the focal point of the design. It's not a very smooth looking build. The techniques are rather mundane. It's just really poorly put together. But the biggest issue to me is honestly the playability. The crane is just so boring, and that's like the main function of this set. And look, I also do really appreciate the fact that you do get another modular capsule with this vehicle. However, if you don't own any other set from this wave, that play feature is completely useless. So look, if you're a kid and you only get one set from this entire collection and you get this one, the play value feels very weak, especially if you don't have any of the other sets. And like I mentioned before, it does not have suspension for the big plasticky wheels, which just feels like a tremendous miss in my opinion. Additionally, the price tag of $85 is probably the worst value out of any of these sets. The price to part ratio is definitely below average, and the size to price ratio just doesn't really feel completely there. It's not a small design, and there are plenty of larger parts, but all around, I don't think it's worth that price tag. I would have preferred around $70 to $75 for this set. So if you plan on buying it, I would definitely wait for a sale in the near future. And finally, I think the single biggest crime this set commits is that it doesn't do the Rover concept as good as one set from this wave that's about 1/3 the price of it. The $35 Rover from this exact same collection does Rover better than this set. It has better playability, I think it looks cooler, and overall is a better value. If you want a Rover for your new LEGO City Space collection, get that set and skip this one unless you want to complete the entire collection. Overall, this is definitely the weakest set of the entire wave. I feel like I've been ranting because my expectations were so high after loving all the other sets I've built from this collection so far. Don't get me wrong, this set is not one of the worst sets I've ever seen. This is not an it sucks video, but it's definitely not it's an amazing set video either. That's why this set is going to get a 6 out of 10 from me. Those are just my thoughts though. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also, while you're at it, please like this video, share this video with all your friends, subscribe to this channel, hit that bell for new video notifications. Find me on social media. All those links will be down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching today's review. I apologize if I sound a bit hoarse, recovering from a cold at the moment. Again though, thank you so much for watching today's review. Peace out, God bless. Bye bye.